This week we're taking a look at a verb choice by the young Jesus, or by Luke, who wrote the account, and its effect on the narrative story. The story in question is young Jesus at 12 years old goes with his parents, Joseph and Mary, to the Passover feast, which is one of the feasts of obligation. If you can go to Jerusalem, you're supposed to go. So they go to Jerusalem for the Passover, and at the end of the feast, they're headed back home, and lo and behold, they realize a day after they leave Jerusalem that they don't see Jesus anywhere. They've assumed he's traveling with the group, but it results in a 3-day search before they locate him at the temple, engaged in in-depth, high-level theological conversations with the teachers at the temple. So we're in Luke chapter 2. We're going to start out with verse 48. This is from the ESV. And when his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us so? Behold, your father and I have been searching for you in great distress." So I want to take a close look at the first question that Mary asks Jesus here in verse 48. Let's look at it in Koine. Teknon, ti epoisas hemin hutos. So teknon, child in the neuter. He's a pre-majority, pre-bar mitzvah child, so he's still spoken of in the neuter. Teknon, child, ti epoisas. Why did you do, it's because it's a question, epoisas is an aorist active indicative second person singular from poieo, to do. Why did you do hemin to us, hutos, like this or so? So she says, child, why did you do to us so? Or child, why did you act toward us like this? So notice it's an expression of personal frustration. It assumes that what Jesus did by not following along with the family and by staying in Jerusalem at the temple, he had acted against Mary and Joseph. That's baked into her question, right? There's no way around that. Child, why did you do to us thusly or like this? Why did you act toward us like this? Then Jesus responds with 2 questions, and interestingly, the second of his 2 questions kind of answers the first question. So let's take a look at 49. And he said to them, "Why were you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" So let's dig into the first part. Kai epen pros autus, and he said to them, right? That's very straightforward, no need to break it down. The part that we do need to break down is the question. Ti hoti ezetete me. So T, why, right? So she asked why, and now he comes back with why. Hoti, that. So we need to supply is it. Why is it that, ezetete, you were searching for, and then me. Why is it that you were searching for me? So she says, child, why did you do this to us? We were searching in great distress. We were searching for you in great distress. And his response, why is it that you were searching for me? Isn't that a wild way to respond to that question? Why is it that you were searching for me? So Mary used the imperfect tense, we were searching. Jesus uses the imperfect tense, why were you searching? And she says, why did you do this to us? And he says, why were you searching for me? Right? It's pretty wild stuff. He echoes her statements back to her. Why is it that you were searching for me? She says, you did us wrong. We were so worried and we were searching. And his response is, why is it you were searching for me? Are you a parent? If you're a parent, I want you to imagine spending 3 days searching for your child, and you say, why did you do this to us? And your child looks back and says, why were you searching for me? if you're not a parent, at some point you were a child. Imagine saying to your distraught parent who can't believe what you've done to him or her, or both of them, by your 3-day absence, and says, how could you do this to us? We've been searching for you in worry, in panic. We've been distraught searching for you. And you were to look at them and say, why is it that you were searching for me? I don't think that I would come out of that experience well, personally. It's an amazing thing. But then Jesus' second question kind of answers the rhetorical question that he poses with the first one. So let's look at the second question in Koine. Uk edete hoti en tois tu patrus mu de enai me. So uk edete, did you not know? So this is, again, it's another question. So oidete is literally you didn't know. But here it's negated and it's part of a question. Did you not know? Then we have to hoti, that. Then we have to jump to the end. De enai me. So de, it is necessary for me, enai, to be. So enai is an infinitive form of the verb eimi, to be. It is I am. It is necessary for me to be. Did you not know that it is necessary for me to be en tois, in the things? Tois is a dative neuter plural, the things, in the things, to patros mu, of my Father. So his second question is, did you not know that it is necessary for me to be sort of engaged or about the things of my Father? So this is a profound thing. The verb edete is a pluperfect tense verb. It's pluperfect active indicative second person plural from oida. The pluperfect tense means an action, or I should say it describes an action that took place in the past and had a subsequent result in the past. The perfect tense describes an action that took place in the past and has a subsequent result that takes place in the present. But the pluperfect is the action was in the past and the result was, or the consequence or result was in the past. So Jesus' question is, did you not know, but because it's in the pluperfect tense, it's did you not realize and subsequently know in the past that it is necessary for me to be about or engaged in the things of my Father? How does that answer the first question? Why were you searching for me? If you had known that it is necessary for me to be about the things in my past, if you in my Father's business, if you had known that, if you had realized that and known that in the past, you wouldn't be searching for me. You would know exactly where to find me, because it is necessary for me to be en tois, the things, in the things, engaged in the things, to patros mu, of my Father. Where do the things of his Father take place? What is the epicenter of the things of his Father? At the temple in Jerusalem. That's why the ESV translates it, in my Father's house, right? The word house does not appear in the verse. It's en tois, in the things, to patros mu, of my Father. In the things of my Father, engaged in the stuff of my Father. It's necessary. I have to be here, engaged in the things of my Father. And if you had realized that and subsequently known that, you wouldn't have been searching for 3 days. You would have come straight here. Profound effect of the choice of the pluperfect verb tense by either 12-year-old Jesus or Luke, depending on how you want to look at it. The problem implied in the second question is that Mary and Joseph didn't realize and subsequently know this reality about Jesus, that it's necessary for him to be about the things of his Father. So there are 2 points for us to come away with. First, the grammatical point. The grammatical point here is the verb tense tells the story, right? Mary says, why did you do us like this? We've been searching desperately for you. We were searching. Imperfect tense. Jesus replies, why were you searching for me? Imperfect tense. The tense tells the story. Then he says, the problem with your searching for me is, didn't you know, pluperfect, didn't you realize and therefore subsequently know and understand that it's necessary for me to be about the things of my Father? If that would be true about you, if you had realized and subsequently known, you wouldn't have a reason to search. The verb tenses tell the story. Fantastic, magnificent stuff. But there's also an application point. Frequently in life, we can find ourselves distraught, upset, searching for answers, trying to realize what's going on, when the problem is we failed to realize or understand something about God, our spouse, our kids, our employer, society, politics, you name it, and we're reacting based on a failure to realize and understand. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Years ago as a pastor, I had a parishioner who I was meeting with one morning because she was seething in rage, in a murderous hatred, wanting to kill the manager of her apartment complex. She went to her manager 2 days earlier and said, I'm going to be late with the rent because of XYZ. And then 2 days later, she got a form letter in the mail informing her that she was late with the rent and that breaches the policies of the complex, and that if she didn't give the rent in 5 days, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to kill this guy because she told him she was going to be late, and she had a good reason why she was going to be late. And what she didn't realize and subsequently understand was someone other than the property manager in the office used a mail merge from a database and sent that form letter to everyone whose rent was late, and didn't take in any consideration, probably didn't even know about the conversation with the property manager. And she was, as I said to her, wasting a perfectly good mad when this form letter was no reflection on the conversation she had with the property manager or his view of her. This was just protocol, a piece of paper a computer generated to everyone who was late with the rent. If she had realized and understood in the past that form letters are not reflective of that conversation she had or that man's view of her and her situation, she probably would have looked at it differently. If you had known, if you had realized that it is necessary for me to be about the things of my Father, you wouldn't have been searching for me in a panic. You would have come straight here. The verb tenses tell the story and can help us all go a long way to not wasting a perfectly good mad on somebody who didn't actually send you a hateful and vicious letter about being late with the rent. Nope, it's just a form letter. It's just a mail merge that a secretary did out of the computer, and everybody who was late with the rent got the same letter. She didn't even consider, I'm supposed to pay the rent on time. Hope that was good for you. If it was, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave me some feedback in the comments. And until next time, Charis Kairene Humin, grace and peace to you.